5 times a world champion in motorcycle racing.
They are impressive.
You know,
They are impressive moments.
They tend to be.
Aleix Espargaro seems to have the better of Maverick Vinales in recent sessions as well, doesn't he? As we watch Marc Marquez's bike get sorted out.
Looks like he's going to change bikes then. They were getting that ready. You know, like we've not seen swap bikes for quite a long time, have we?
There seemed a little bit of action going back in his camp as well at that particular time. They got the cover over the fuel tank part of the machine as well, trying to keep the fuel cool. Here he is, Marc Marquez then. Is he going to be on pole? Who's he going to be? Who's he going to be at home at BT Sport MotoGP? If you've only just joined us, if you've got up early to switch on, if you've been with us all night, thank you very much. We appreciate that. If you're only just watching in a recording, then you're a cheat. But we still appreciate you anyway.
We do indeed. And
Marquez took so much ground on Aleix Espargaro in that one corner.
That corner entry.
And bearing in mind, it's his first flat lap. That's the difference with Marc Marquez.
Yeah, he's going to get held up now, the way he's caught Aleix.
He probably didn't expect to catch him.
No, he definitely didn't expect to catch him.
But that's just mired his first fast lap, though, as he just slips it underneath him. I think he'd already mired it slightly. We'll have a look and see how that clocks off then.
Aleix will be thinking, thank you very much. I'll just try and just tuck myself in here. Get a nice toe round.
Whoa, gets it up on the fatter bit of the... Oh, already! That's a disaster for Bautista. All the good he did to get himself into qualifying 2. He's just ended up in the sand trap for a minute.
And that is the left hand of the V corner going up the hill.
Yeah, 40 mile an hour at the V. Really, really... Right then. What's that done to this man's lap as we get into the sunshine now, as the sun drops down behind the grandstand? Marc Marquez is about to put us on the board with what kind of time? Wow. 44.6, that is incredible. 43.7, I think, was pole time last year. Jorge Lorenzo. Don't forget, that was on Bridgestone. You were, Julian, sorry, mate. Just got that breath out there before you.
What's Valentino got for us?
I wonder. At this moment, not as much as Marquez by some margin.
That was Marc Marquez at his most breathtaking.
Having had to make an overtake on Aleix Espargaro on his opening flat lap. That is just remarkable.
And that will have cost him time. He had to go time. Definitely cost him time. But remember, Michelin said, these tyres, the soft rear tyre, you have to give them 2 laps to get their optimum grip. And he's giving it 2 laps, because this is going to be the lap.
Unreal.
Conversely, the medium only takes 1 lap.
Which is really confusing, and that's why it catches people out.
Yeah, it's because the soft is a much thinner construction, doesn't hold the heat like the medium.
By the way, Cal Crutchlow was second in that, for those of you that are interested in him. 8/10. He was second, he was 8/10 off of Marquez.
In this day and age, it's going to be a second if Marquez...
I think your bet, Hodgie, as ever, is looking quite safe. 44.6 it was last time round. He's in the 4th and final sector as he comes down the hill into... Look at that, the back wheel didn't touch the ground. We are at that 90-degree corner. Now it's a blast underneath the underpass and into Victory S's. Marc Marquez is going to put this out of all reach, surely. This is arrogant again, isn't it, in qualifying, as he comes up to the finish line then. Tell you what, watch out for 41 Aleix. He's got a good lap in behind him as well. 44.1. Incredible stuff. 44.1. Aleix managed to pop that into second place by virtue of the fact he tagged on to Marquez, used him as a marker. Dovizioso, second.
0.8 behind Marquez.
Yeah, I just can't see anybody touching Marquez now after that. Did you see that in him? Did you see that lap on the opening?
No, I can't. No, I thought he was going to get pole position, but I didn't see anything like that.
It's unbelievable.
What's Valentino got? Second, only 0.6 behind. And it's the first half of the lap where Valentino took time back.
Did you use the word only 0.6 behind, Jules?
I hope not.
You did.
You did.
Fantastic. That's the Marc Marquez effect right there.
Right, Jorge, you might just cut this deficit by a bit as you get to the line. Surely going to go second. Jorge Lorenzo crosses the line, 44.3 now.
That is a lap from Jorge.
Only 0.2 now.
What was the pole record, Keith? You mentioned it earlier.
1:43.79 by Jorge Lorenzo. The actual circuit record, well, it's all Jorge Lorenzo. 2014, 1:45.3 is the race lap record.
Right.
But of course, That was with Bridgestone, that was with a different electronics package. And no doubt with Motegi, the surface of this racetrack will be affected by both temperature and weather somewhat. So here's Cal, what's he got for us?
Second row by the look of it.
Yeah, he's down in 8th place now, spent a little bit of time second on the leaderboard after the opening foray. Now then, Aleix Espargaro is having a good weekend so far on this Suzuki. What's he done on his own? Aleix, third. Blimey, look at that. Honda, Yamaha and Suzuki across the front row. That's more like it. Good on you, Cal. Come on. You say you had a tweet from Deck earlier on, his dad?
Yes.
Asking where you were. Hang on a minute,
why am I not at the Classic Bike Show?
Funny that.
Well,
we know that he knows.
He knows, of course he does.
Oh, Valentino. That was less than the doctor's dangle, more the doctor's fandango. Rossi 5th, personal best. Middle of the second row at this moment in time. 7 minutes of this final qualifying session for the front 4 rows of the grid. I'll tell you what, our guys are quick, aren't they, picking this up? Look.
Oh, brilliant.
Very, very quick to turn that back around for us to have another look at it. Turn 14. And that is the final corner. Some 80 mile an hour, though, onto the front straight.
I've got a feeling, I think Lorenzo's just close enough to Marc Marquez for Marc to think, I'm going to have to try and really
put another 10 foot into
exactly,
him.
Which is going to be, why I'm saying this is, it's going to be very entertaining for us guys.
Yeah.
Where if he'd have come in and he'd got like 0.6, 0.7, he'd have thought, well, I'll go back out, but I think I'm safe.
Ducati's 0.8 off at the moment. That is far too big a gap.
Well, it's what we said, really. I know you said it live on air, but it's what we said before we came on air, saying we just don't think Dovizioso's the man to grab hold of that bike by the scruff of its neck and do what it takes sometimes, override the thing.
And the which you know Nate would be the man to do.
And the fact that Barbera is only there. Barbera is only there in 8th. He's right behind Dovizioso as well, and he's just jumped on this bike. Here he is, yeah, the number 8.
He's waiting for a tow, I like it. Nothing changes, gentlemen.
No.
He might be on a factory bike and have a factory team around him, but he's told them, I want to follow somebody.
And as he usually points out to me, my bike's 3 years old. What do you expect me to do?
Yeah, can't quite use that argument now, can he? This is Mark's outlap.
It is.
Do you know what? I've still got a feeling that Cal is going to grit his teeth, this man, Cal Crutchlow.
Don't say that, I'm worried.
Yeah, but he does. This qualifying is where it's absolutely his forte, to be able to stick that lap in when you just don't know where it comes from. He manages to magic a real perfect lap up. Petrucci comes out in front of Hector Barbera. The doctor rolls in.
Hector was definitely waiting for somebody there, wasn't he? I don't know what was going on.
Our 540-degree camera swings round. Think about that. Then it can go all the way round
and keep going.
You can get a lap and a half out of it, can't you? Lorenzo rolls out pit lane. Uccio holds out the pad for Valentino's pleasure.
Valle needs to find some time here.
He does.
Middle of the second row.
Middle of the second row, and the people behind him with Vinales, Dovizioso and Barbera.
Yep. And of course, Valentino's race, let's remind ourselves, is Lorenzo. Yes, it's for second in the championship. Actually, it's for top Yamaha as far as they're concerned. Runner-up doesn't matter, but top Yamaha does.
And it's his last chance against Lorenzo to get that final one against the teammate that they've banged heads for years, haven't they, really? They don't like each other.
And it's the parting shot.
It's the parting shot, that's it.
Right now there's 14 points between Rossi and Lorenzo in the championship as Marquez.
Watch and admire,
yeah,
gentlemen.
This is the lap, isn't it?
This is going to be the lap.
Oh!
He's trying!
That was close already!
You reckon?
That was turn 2.
Of his first flying lap, don't forget.
That back wheel still not touched the ground.
Yeah.
Whoa! Has he got it wrong?
Can he do a lap of the Isle of Man on...
Yeah, that's...
Right. Can he do a lap of the Isle of Man on one wheel, the front wheel?
He got turn 1, the best I've seen anybody ever do that turn 1. And then he just overshot it into turn 3.
Yeah, so he's now got to roll round the entire track. The 2.983 miles of the twin ring Motegi.
But you cannot let those tyres cool.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah, that's he was taking it a little steady, wasn't he, really? He'd have thought he'd have liked to keep a bit of heat in them. Mind you, it's quite warm out there. Track temperature isn't bad. It's 35 degrees earlier. The sun is just dropping now, though.
Much better time from Dovi, Keith.
Indeed, that should put him, if he can keep the momentum up, into the front row, definitely, if he manages to keep it going in sector 4. He does.
Oh, yes.
Middle of the front row, bumps Lorenzo back. So we have Honda, Ducati, Yamaha. Front row, provisionally, 3 minutes to go.
What were we saying about Dominic?
Yeah, only point.
Now, what was I saying about Dominic? You're going to blame it on me.
No one left to disagree with you, unfortunately.
No, that's, well, it isn't done yet. Still got 2 and a...
That's who Hector was waiting for.
Come on, you're not such a silly old Hector, are you? You got it worked out. All that wing, what are you going to do with it? Jorge Lorenzo then tows Hector Barbera around. God, this is going to be a bit special if Hector manages to put this on the front row. First time he's ridden the factory bike in anger.
He got it on the move.
Hector Barbera, he's worked so hard over the last 2 years to get where he is now. The doctor crosses the line. He will now start his fast lap with just over 2 minutes to go of this final qualifying session for MotoGP. Who's it going to be on the front? I genuinely do not know.
No.
Apart from Marquez, who's going to be with him on that front row?
3 different makes of bike on the front row at the moment. Suzuki's not figuring.
Yeah, which is slightly surprising given their pace through free practice, but the pace has hotted up just a little bit here, hasn't it? 1:44.1 for Marquez. Still got a 0.16 of a second lead over Dovizioso and Lorenzo, a further 1/10 of a second behind. Under the underpass, Rossi. Here is Marquez. Marquez just outside of his own time by 0.033. Now he is ahead of his fast time, so he's getting quicker as he warmed himself up through sector 1 onto sector 2. He's chasing Rossi.
And look at the marker he's got from Valentino.
Yeah, but Rossi, we'll wait and see. At the moment, Marquez is the quicker of the two. He might just keep Rossi where he doesn't want him, perhaps, and if Rossi is on his 3rd sector, how does Rossi get out of that? It'll click now as he crosses the line. Oh, look at this. Down the back straight, we have got that 90-degree turn for them to hit now.
Oh, Marquez.
He's
got it wrong, he's got it wrong, he's blown it.
Out.
Completely blown it.
Yeah, but that might be enough still to be on pole, you know.
No.
Rossi
Sarcasm doesn't become you.
Rossi has got a marker in Vinales. Is this
Rossi, is he going to do it?
No. It is.
Yes, 1:43.9. He's into the 43s. Marquez cannot hang on to it.
You know what you said about him working on race pace? Well, he had something up his sleeve for
it's amazing what that team do.
As well.
And not by a little bit either.
No.
Nearly 2/10. He's just beaten that remarkable time of Marquez's.
That
looks. Cal Crutchlow,
which turned 5.
Gritted his teeth just a bit too much, actually. 5's at 45 miles an hour. Yeah, hairpin turn.
Rossi first man into the 43.
Hang on a minute.
Marquez is going again.
Hang on a minute.
Here we go.
He's
got it wrong again. Blown it.
That's it.
That's it. Done.
He's checker flagged out. He's done it. Wow.
Have we just had the nature of the Honda demonstrated to us very clearly?
3 mistakes on 3 laps.
Yeah.
1 a lap then for Marquez.
Trying to make up all the ground on the brakes. That's where he's doing it, but he's trying to pinch. Yeah, and he's trying to pinch more. And the problem is he's already on the limit. That's what that sort of demonstrates to me.
There we are, the weakness of the Honda.
Please do still pay attention to Rossi.
I am paying attention.
Because he's got the fastest 2
Lorenzo
sectors.
3rd.
Lorenzo puts it on the front row.
Honda aren't going to be happy.
Still got Marquez in the middle. Dobby's over the line. Lorenzo's obviously gone over the line. Rossi, he's still got his sparring partner, actually. Is he going to get that stopped for the 90-degree corner? Yes, he does. Makes the apex. He's got Maverick Vinales in front of him. Rossi's 3rd sector wasn't the quickest. Where's it gone away to?
That's Suzuki in the way now.
He's over nearly 2/10 quicker. It doesn't matter. Rossi's on top anyway.
Yep.
Across the line. Valentino Rossi will sit on pole position for the Japanese Grand Prix. Marc Marquez in 2nd place. Lorenzo in 3rd. Who had money on Rossi?
I was going to say,
didn't you?
Nobody
at all. But you said now Rossi will do it.
Yeah.
You did say that.
But that's why we love this sport. I say it every time.
That's why we love Valentino Rossi.
Yeah, but we never saw that coming from him at all in any session.
No.
He's not been top 3 in any session.
No, he's been second row at best.
Cal Crutchlow, middle of the third row. Scott Redding, middle of the fourth row. Splits Petrucci and Bautista, who was unlucky enough to end up in the dirt.
It kind of feels like we've just had what happens demonstrated graphically if you ask too much of that Honda. If you ask it to do things.
By Mark Marquez over 3 laps.
And Cal Crutchlow.
Yeah, that's true. And Cal always said that if he tries to do what Mark does, he ends up in the gravel.
Yep.
But Mark, mate, I still think 3 laps, 3 consecutive laps.
Look at this,
3
boys.
mistakes
Look at
on.
this. Look at this.
You're going to have a wing on the back, couldn't he? Hold it down.
Superb. Oh, it's turn 11. It's the one that when he blew it.
Yeah. I wonder why.
Yeah, no,
Do you think he was a trifle optimistic with his braking point there?
Again. 3 different corners, 3 different laps. Julia, he's dead. He feels it, doesn't he?
Do you know, there's not many that get away from Mark, though. With pole positions, he is the man. I'd say that's one that got away from him.
Nothing got away from Valentino, that's for sure. Valentino Rossi then. He's your man at the moment.
It's due a win.
Never gives up, does he?
Of course he doesn't.
Never, ever,
But he is
ever.
due a win. Was it Barcelona, the last race? Catalonia? The last win?
That's the last Yamaha win, I think, as well.
Valentino's last win was Catalonia.
Yeah.
He's had 2 this year against the 4 of Marc Marquez. 3 have gone Lorenzo's way.
Yep.
But he was the last Yamaha win.
We're going to have such a good race tomorrow.
We are.
Because the 2 Yamahas are definitely there. Obviously, we can see Marquez is in the mix.
So, gents, may I ask, what is your most remarkable part of this day today? There have been so many of them.
Well, having picked Vinales for pole, I should point out that Alicia Spargo is again the quicker of the 2 Suzuki.
So that's your mark of the day, is it?
It's a minor footnote, Keith.
Neil?
I'll leave the good stuff to you.
Marc Marquez, going round turn 1, what I witnessed then, that was the best I've ever seen anyone do it. He was literally full lock all the way onto his knee, then he got on the throttle and it continued to slide. What's yours?
Oh, Jorge, easy.
Oh, yeah.
Jorge Lorenzo coming back after
Keith.
that smack earlier on. I mean, that for me is a no-brainer.
A little shout for Mick Jones.
Yeah. Mad Mike Jones.
Yeah.
I think is in order.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
What he's done is he's won over all of our respect. And we didn't think that was going to happen.
Troy Bayliss knows what he's doing.
Too right, he does. But that's one thing we didn't doubt.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm looking forward to seeing Troy now in Australia.
Yep.
Well, I was anyway.
I was surprised he's not here with him.